You know, I don't think there is a fiercer rivalry in the car world right now than BYD and Tesla.
And their two latest sparring partners are this, the brand new Tesla Model Y, and that, the BYD SEALIon 7.
We present to you the clash of the titans.
Gladiators, ready!
He hasn't changed. So sorry about that. Please subscribe. So let's kick off by addressing the elephant in the room.
What, that you and I are on camera again together in a video? Yeah?
No, the Tesla elephant in the room.
Ah, yes, that one.
Yes, so we know that some of you watching this video will be writing in the comments below or even emailing us to tell us that you don't think we should be reviewing the new Tesla Model Y. We've been getting a lot of that over the last few months.
Yes, but you see, our job is to review cars, isn't it? And not for us to get involved with the politics of the shareholders, well, of the people who run these car companies.
Exactly. So we're going to leave that job to you. You can make that decision when you choose which car you're going to buy. So let's get on with doing our job, which is to tell you about these two. So we've got two largish family SUVs. Weirdly, only one of which comes with the option of 7 seats.
What? Yeah, but this one literally is called SEALIon 7.
Yeah, but you can't get 7 seats. You're going to have to get the Tesla Model Y for that.
Right.
So the SEALIon 7 is the latest in BYD's Ocean series. Ocean. And the SEALIon 7 is to the Seal what the Tesla Model Y is to the Model 3.
And this is the brand new Tesla Model Y, the all-wheel drive launch edition, a car which has been designed to, well, to compete directly with.
Even down to the last penny in the price, but more of that later.
Yeah.
So it's in a really competitive class. It's been designed to take on cars like the Skoda Enyaq, cars like the forthcoming Zeekr X, which will have a first drive video of coming soon to the channel. But more importantly, of course, we're here today to find out how the SEALIon 7 stacks up against this. So the revised Tesla Model Y. Now you probably need no reminding that this has been one of the best-selling cars, not just in the UK, but around the world for several years now. Of course, Tesla has seen a dip in sales recently, so I guess there's quite a lot hanging on this new revised version. It doesn't look that different to the outgoing model. The tweaks are quite subtle, but I do think it looks, I don't know, a bit more futuristic, a bit more cyber cabby. You've got this new light bar around here. At the front, there's also one at the back. I do really like those. It has come to my attention that it is missing something from here. There's no Tesla badge here. From the side, the profile again, very similar. You know, it's unmistakably really a Model Y, but it is slightly sleeker. You've got improved aerodynamics on the Model Y now, and that sees this model, the long-range all-wheel drive version, get an extra 20 miles of range. Tesla doesn't like to tell anyone about the size of its batteries. It keeps that to itself. But we suspect it's a 75 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion NMC battery, which gives the rear-wheel drive version an official range of 311 miles and a 0 to 60 time of 5.6 seconds. The long-range rear-wheel drive has up to 387 miles of WLTP range and 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds, with the long-range all-wheel drive, which is this one, offering 364 miles of range and a 0 to 60 time of 4.6 seconds. The performance version, well, it's almost inevitable, isn't it? But details haven't been confirmed yet. Prices, they start at £44,990 for the rear-wheel drive, £48,990 for the long-range rear-wheel drive, and just under £52,000 for the long-range all-wheel drive. This limited edition launch series model, well, that will set you back £60,990. Charging speeds still peak at 250 kilowatts, which is really up there with the best of the best. And of course, you still get access to the Tesla supercharging network, which, let's face it, really remains the benchmark for public charging when it comes to both price, but also, more importantly, reliability. It's such a massive incentive for anyone who drives high mileage.
Now, when Nicola and I first drove this car in Germany last year, we didn't get a huge amount of time with it. So this is our first proper look at it. So we're talking about a 4.8 metre long car with a very spacious interior and this sloping roofline. Now, BYD say that this car has been inspired by the ocean. No, I can't see it for myself. You can have the C-Line 7 with an 82.5 kilowatt-hour battery, which is good for a range of up to 300 miles on the entry-level Comfort model and 283 miles on this mid-range design version. Go for the range-topping Excellence model and you can get 312 miles thanks to a bigger 91 kilowatt-hour battery. In terms of pricing, the Comfort rear-wheel drive model kicks off at £44,990. The Design all-wheel drive is priced at £51,900, while that range-topping Excellence all-wheel drive model comes in at a hefty £58,990. 0 to 60 takes 6.7 seconds in the Comfort rear-wheel drive, but the dual-motor Design and Excellence slash that to 4.5 seconds. Now, BYD's LFP Blade battery is what the company is really well known for. It has been hugely successful with this battery. They make the batteries for a whole load of car manufacturers, including, can you believe, Tesla. They once even hammered a nail into a Blade battery during a live press conference to show just how safe the battery is. Now, talk about being dramatic. Well, I think it's dramatic. Well, perhaps I need to get out a little bit more. Now, both the Comfort and the Design, they have a maximum charging capacity of 150 kilowatts, whilst the range-topping Excellence, that can charge up to 230 kilowatts, putting this right up against the fastest charging rivals. That means you can get an additional 100 miles of range within 15 minutes, whilst a 10 to 80% top-up will take around 25 minutes. You also get a heat pump and vehicle-to-load capability, something which isn't offered on the Tesla, although you can get a third-party kit if you so wish.
This video is brought to you with Andersen EV, the UK's most awarded home charge point brand of 2024, offering over 200 colour and finish options, a market-leading 7-year warranty and a unique hidden tethered cable.
Now, the BYD does offer a really good overall package, but it can't compete with the Tesla on range or on charging, can it? And of course, if you're buying a car in this class, one thing you'll be really looking for is loads of space inside. And also, you want them to be pretty well equipped. So, should we check that out?
Yes.
Model Y first. So what hasn't changed in here? The good stuff is that it still feels spacious and airy and really light, thanks to that beautiful panel roof. But there is a lot that hasn't changed.
I know. I'm so over Tesla interiors. They've had this look for the last 10 years, haven't they? And it was interesting once, but now, I mean, everything's copied it, hasn't it? And I think this minimalist look is, I'm done with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that for me is one of the drawbacks of Tesla generally, is that you get all those brilliant software over-the-air updates. You're always getting the latest tech and developments, which is great. But what you don't get is a car that looks massively different.
I know.
And I think if you're coming to an electric car, you know, maybe you want the kind of the shiny new thing, the thing that looks a bit different. I will say the one thing that has changed though, which is great.
Yes.
We've got an indicator store.
No.
Yes, we have.
You're joking.
I'm not joking.
An indicator store in a
Groundbreaking.
Tesla? My word, what will they think of next?
So in case you don't know what we're on about, in the Model 3, when that was revised about a year and a half ago, they took away the indicator stalk and replaced it with a button on the steering wheel, which didn't go down well, did it?
No, it didn't.
It had a lot. I mean, some people liked it. Quite a lot of people didn't. So the indicator stalk is back. Sadly, what's not back is a gear selector. Yeah, that's still there in the corner of the screen.
I think it's such a stupid thing. Well, the thing I don't like about it, it's not separated from the rest of the screen.
Yeah, agreed. It's kind of just up there in the corner, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. What I will say, though, is, of course, the tech, the screen,
Yes.
is still brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, this screen hasn't changed. It just is the way it's always been, but it works fantastically. And I think if you're new to Tesla, you feel a bit like, oh, you're going to be in the screen all the time, having to refer to it. But actually, the voice activation system
is really good.
Is really good. So you don't need to worry about that.
Normally, I would moan about the fact that car hasn't got Apple CarPlay or Android also. But I think if you actually bought this car and you spent the time setting up all the apps, Spotify, YouTube, etc., you don't need CarPlay, do you?
No.
And this software works so well. It's so intuitive and so clearly laid out, isn't it?
Yeah,
I love it.
It does. And the app. Let's give a shout out to the app.
Yes.
Brilliant Tesla app as well, which is, again, a lot of car makers don't get the apps right. So this is the launch edition. And you know it's the launch edition because you get like a little kind of sunrise on the screen and you get that sunrise badge on the back.
Oh, is that what that's about?
That's what it's about.
I was wondering what that was.
That's
it looks
what it's
awful.
About. Little badging down there.
It looks awful. Looks down there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yes.
Other changes are quite subtle. It's things like the seats, which
Seats.
have got a bit more side support and are comfier, I think.
You think
a bit
so?
comfier? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, they're not too bad at all.
No?
I like the quality in here. I think everything feels really nicely put together.
It's definitely got better over the
got
years.
better over
Do you
the
remember
years.
early Teslas? They were
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But this is lovely. And I like the fact you get an almost round steering wheel, not a square thing. You know?
Yeah, it's become the trend, hasn't it, to change the steering wheel.
I like that.
Yeah, but I do like the fact it is circular, apart from a little flat bottom.
Flat bottom.
You just can't resist, can you?
Interesting.
You can't resist.
As ever with the Y, space is not a problem in the back. Even a tall adult will be fine, despite that swoopy roofline. The trademark massive panoramic glass roof is still standard too, which makes the whole thing feel nice and airy. You also get an 8-inch colour screen in the back, which controls the climate control, and you can do some gaming on it, whilst the seats have had an upgrade too, so they feel a bit comfier. Other than that, it's just the same as before.
Why are you sitting like that?
Because I've just got into this car after you drove it here this morning.
That's mean.
Who drives a car like this? I mean, look at my neck. I've got a crick in my neck.
I'm 5'4". I am the average height of a woman in the UK. Okay?
Okay.
While there's a lot of versality in the seating
There's a lot
position.
of adjustment in this seat, so
It works for lots of
bear with.
different body types.
Ah, that's better.
You're
Oh,
you're
crikey.
such a drama queen. Moving on to the rest of the interior.
Very different vibe in here.
There's a
don't you think?
there's a lot going on.
Oh, is there too much going on?
I think there is a bit too much going on. There's a lot of curves and waves and oceany
Look at
vibes.
this.
And
This door handle thing.
Yeah.
Is that a wave? Or
It is a wave. It's a wavy shape. I think it just depends on your taste, doesn't it? Some
Yes.
people will love the minimalism of the Tesla. Some people will like the slightly over fussy nature of this. You do get more buttons and switches though, which is a good thing. You've got them on the steering wheel.
On the steering wheel. You've got them down here as well, which is quite nice. A proper look gear selector. None of that touchscreen malarkey you get on the Tesla. Proper knob.
Physical climate control buttons there as well.
Yeah.
Well, not physical, it's a touchpad, but it's there where you
it's
need
there
it.
when you need it.
I think the thing for me though is the graphics on the screen. It looks a bit outdated.
Particularly this one.
It does. It looks curiously old-fashioned.
But it's weird how they've set it in that dash panel as well, isn't it? But it's the clarity. The graphics just aren't very good at all.
Yeah, and also it's still got its party trick on the screen.
You're just going to get in the way of the camera now.
Bye.
Sorry, well, let's return that back, shall we? What's the point of it?
I don't know.
It's a gimmick, isn't it?
It is a gimmick. It is a gimmick. Is it a gimmick that anyone's ever used?
It's probably nice when you go to the showroom and the salesperson shows it off to you. But I mean, in the real world, it's a bit pointless, isn't it?
Let us know in the comments below if you have a BYD Seal or indeed a SEALIon 7 and you regularly use that function on the screen.
Let us know.
So yeah, I think the graphics let it down a bit. What I will say is all models in the range are really, really well spec'd.
They are, yes.
The only difference that I can see with this design model and the top of the range excellence is it gets the bigger battery with a bit of range, charges slightly faster and gets the head-up display. Other than that, you really do get all the equipment you could wish for. So from that point of view, I think it does score highly.
What do you think to the quality?
It's all right. It's fine. I mean, it's not,
It's a weird material, isn't it?
I think there is an unusual use of
Is it dolphin
materials.
skin?
Feels a
Is
bit.
it seal skin? What kind of ocean animal have they used?
It will be made of some kind of sustainable recycled plastics. No animals have been used in the making of this car interior. But yeah, it does feel a bit skin-like.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Overall, it's all right, isn't it?
All right.
Not special, but all right. As for rear passenger space, well, it's good. Especially given the BYD's coupe SUV shape, there's loads of legroom, and headroom is still good, even with a standard fit panoramic glass roof. The addition of that roof really gives a lovely airy feel. There are 2 sets of Isofix fittings and another set on the front passenger seat, and squeezing in chunky car seats won't be an issue. Also, all C lines get a couple of USB-C chargers and heated seats in the back. Nice.
So the first thing you will notice with boot comparison is that you are going to have to lift things up quite a way to get them into the boot of the BYD.
Yeah, but listen, not everyone is as short as you are, Ginny. I mean, that is ridiculous.
Stop it. Look, move over. Look, come on.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Right, granted, yes.
It really is.
This is a much slower load sill.
It is.
Granted.
It
yes.
is. And you've got a little lip here as well that you have to get things over. In terms of storage, it's pretty good. 520 litres. There's storage under the floor there, and that all lifts out. So it's pretty usable.
Model Y has got a huge amount more space. 854 litres, according to Tesla.
Oh, bullshit. Sorry?
All right. Slight cough there, Ginny.
It's a cough, yeah.
Gosh, you must get that cleared up. Anyway, no, it's a bit cheeky, really, because Tesla like to measure their boot volume from the floor to the ceiling, whereas everybody else in the car world measures from the floor to the top of the load cover, which is the normal way of doing it.
The sensible way
of doing it.
Okay.
But having said all of that, though, this is a much more flexible load area because you get 40, 20, 40 split folding rear seats, and they electrically go down.
I know.
And not only do they electrically go down, they electrically rise as well.
I really like that. It's one of my bugbears when you get electric rear seats that go down, but then you've got to put them up manually. You don't get either in this. It's a 60-40 folding rear seat, and you have to put them down manually. Tesla also gets a really good size frunk as well. Frunk is bigger than the frunk on this, so scores really well for space on the Y.
That is true, but BYD says there are 20 cubbies in the C-Line 7, so should we play a game of spot the cubbies?
No, let's not.
Right.
One of the big criticisms of the outgoing Model Y was the ride quality. It didn't bother me massively, and it certainly didn't bother all those people who made the outgoing car a #1 globally for a number of years. But I know the quality of the ride, the fact that it was quite lumpy, was criticised pretty heavily. That is definitely better this time around. Straight away, you can feel that it's more refined. It's also quieter in here. You used to get quite a lot of road and wind noise coming into the interior, and I just don't hear that as much this time. I think if you hit a pothole, it is a bit thumpy on certain road conditions, but it's definitely more refined. Acceleration is pretty swift, but it doesn't feel in your face, particularly if you have it in chill. If you do want to feel more of that 500 horsepower kick in and that 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds, you can stick it into sport, get your foot down, and yes, you feel that power's unleashed more. It feels far more rapid. Look, it is not as quick as the C-Line 7. If you want that really out-and-out performance, then that's the one to go for. Personally, I don't think you need it. This is more than enough. And it's definitely faster than cars like the Skoda Enyaq or the Kia EV6. Now, I was talking to Batch about this, and he said he thinks the steering feels a bit artificial. I'm not sure. It doesn't really bother me, to be honest. I quite like the steering. Again, I just really love the way you can set everything up very easily, just the way you want it. My really big gripe about the Model Y though is not the ride quality, because as I said, that is better. It's this gear selector. I just really don't like it there on the screen. And even though I've been driving this for a while, I'm still not getting used to it. It just irritates me. I'm pleased to see the stalk back for the indicators, and I'd like to see a stalk back for the gear selector too, please. One thing that has come though is this beta testing they're doing on something called Auto Shift. So I've got it turned on, and what that does is it basically can take control of the gear selector. So if you're doing a 3-point turn, it senses what you're doing and will automatically put it in the right gear for you. It's a really clever system, not obtrusive at all, and works really well. This is something that Tesla, again, does really well. Just the quality of the cameras. So you get the little screen that pops up when you're indicating. And because it's using all of these high definition cameras around the car that link into the ADAS system, to that autopilot system, you get really, really clear visuals. It's a really nice system. Regen, as always, is what Tesla does really well. It just works, you know, it will bring you down to a complete stop. You've got creep mode, and the actual foot brake itself is also quite nicely calibrated. I thought it felt a little bit spongy in the SEALION 7 when I drove that car, but it's nice and sharp in this.
I can see the improvements in how it drives, but other rivals, most notably the Kia EV6, do drive better. But where Tesla does score highly is with the driver assistance systems, which are amongst the most advanced and usable on the market. Now, road legislation means we can't go full self-driving in the UK yet, but I have tried it in the US and it works brilliantly. Here, the system will tell you if you inadvertently take your hands off the steering wheel in slow-moving traffic and get increasingly cross with you if you continue to do it, which is a good thing. But it's worth bearing in mind that you do pay extra for the advanced autopilot system. The basic system, which has adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, emergency braking and blind spot monitoring, is standard on all models. It works brilliantly, and I personally think it's really all you need.
So, what's the BYD SEALION 7 like to drive? Well, this is the design all-wheel drive. So you get the same dual motors as the top of the range Excellence, which means 522 horsepower and 0 to 60 taking, get this, 4.5 seconds. So that's what the badge on the back means. So yeah, when you put your foot on the throttle, you really do go. There is a momentary pause, but it does get going pretty quickly once it's ready. Now, the speed is the only sporty thing about the SEALION 7, because the rest of the package, well, it feels like one great big pudding. Now, the ride comfort is pretty good, actually. Not too bad at all. It's just that the front half of the car feels a touch firm, and the back, if you're sitting in the back, it feels very, very soft. It does feel as though the front and the back half of the car aren't connected, and I've never really felt that in a car before. Not only does the ride comfort sort of differ from the front and the back, but when you put this car into a corner, it just feels very, very floaty, almost a little bit wallowy, and it's not helped by the steering. Now, the steering, actually, personally speaking, I think the steering gives a little bit more feedback than it does in the Tesla Model Y, but still, it's still not particularly good. You just feel too remote, too distant from what's going on at the front wheels. Now, let's talk about regenerative braking. Now, there are a couple of different settings that you can change with this car and what have you, but you don't get one pedal driving, and I think that's a real shame, because you still have to use the brakes. Particularly around town, it is quite nice to actually select a one pedal mode, driving mode, and let the car do the hard work. Things like the Skoda Enyaq and the Tesla Model Y just do that kind of thing absolutely brilliantly. I can't help thinking that you really have to want the performance to justify the big battery in all-wheel drive Excellence, or even this design model. Now, personally, I'd stick with the lower powered BYD SEALION 7, which will still do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 6.5 seconds, even with a single rear-wheel drive motor. Save yourself some cash, I say. Now, I have to talk to you about all the safety systems in the SEALION 7, because BYD throw absolutely everything at this car. Whereas with the Model Y, you have to go through the options list and tick off all of the expensive option packs. Here, you get everything as standard, and I really do mean everything. The problem is that this car is constantly bonging and shouting at you. Now, you may think, wow, James, just turn it. there we are. I shall return to that bong momentarily. Now you may be saying, James, just go into the settings and turn it all off. Why are you moaning? Well, it's not that straightforward, because when you go into the car settings mode, press the car there we are. All looks relatively straightforward, doesn't it? Lane keep assist off, turn that off, all of this stuff. But to turn the speed warning off and all of the bongs, you have to scroll all the way down to the bottom here and start turning all of this off. And when you start doing that, you get a warning bong that comes up saying, please focus on driving. And that's because there is a little sensor in the pillar there that is monitoring where my eyes are. So when I'm messing around with the touchscreen system, I'm not looking ahead, and that camera system is going absolutely berserk. Why have we got all of this technology? And why are you shouting at me? I hate it. The other thing I'm not particularly keen about with the SEALION 7 is the driving position. Now, personally speaking, I like to sit nice and low down in a car, particularly an SUV or coupe SUV like this SEALION 7 is trying to be. But here, I've got the seat set in its lowest position and I'm still too high. It's fine if you like to have a lord it over other motorists' driving position, but I just think you sit too high up and you just don't feel involved with the car. Annoying safety systems aside, the BYD SEALION 7 is just okay to drive. A Skoda Enyaq, even a BMW iX3 drives far, far nicer than this. You just get an engaged driving experience with those cars.
Right then, we need to talk about efficiency. Tesla has a habit of outperforming nearly all of its rivals on range, and its cars also tend to stick close to the efficiency figures Tesla claims. The most efficient versions of the new Model Y can top 4.4 miles per kilowatt hour, and in our testing, a figure close to 4 miles per kilowatt hour was typical. Now compare that to the BYD and it doesn't look good for the SEALION 7. We averaged 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty poor, quite frankly.
Okay, let's talk about pricing and put the list prices out of your mind, because we're going to talk about monthly payments. So we ran the numbers at the start of April 2025. We did a 6 months down payment, 10,000 miles a year limit and over 4 years. And the results are in.
I've got them here on my iPhone and they are. So the Tesla Model Y long range all-wheel drive is £621 per month, okay? BYD is £621 and 17 pence. 17p! It's spooky. It's almost as if they did that deliberately, isn't it?
We said at the top of the video that the pricing was interesting, and honestly, you can really see that BYD are really going for the Model Y with this car, right down to the 17p. I guess the question is it enough competition for the Model Y?
Well, yes, but I mean, the whole point of this video is to try and work out which is the winner. So which one would you go for, Ginny Buckley?
Neither. I'd go for a Polestar 3. I ran the same deal on a Polestar 3 at the moment, and it's only £19 a month more, £640. It's a no-brainer. It's a better car.
Well, yes.
Yeah, and I think that's the point, isn't it? There are better cars around now.
There is so much competition. I mean, it falls to me to name a winner out of these two, because that's the point of the video. For me, it is the Model Y.
Yeah, agreed.
Despite the updates, it still feels like an old car, but it's a better car than that. That car is just not priced right.
I think, just like BYD with that battery, you have hit the nail on the head.
Oh, very good.